From the New York Post, bombshell. New York City election eve poll predicts Zohran Mamdani and Andrew Cuomo mayoral race will come down to the wire. Now, we got this from Kalshi. The New York City mayor election has got Zohran Mamdani at 90%, Andrew Cuomo at 11%, and Curtis Lewa at 1%, which, of course, is greater than 100% for whatever reason. And I will say this, full disclosure, today, I purchased shares of Yes for Andrew Cuomo, the independent, for two big reasons. First is this. From Kalshi, breaking, Cuomo holds significantly more support inside of NYC than Mamdani per Kalshi data. What you are seeing in the Kalshi trading data, 90% for Mamdani, these are people who are purchasing shares, meaning they are predicting Zohran wins. However, that's outside the city. According to Kalshi's data, inside the city, among people who can actually vote and who know, Cuomo is ahead by 9%. Now, based on that alone, I looked at the 9-1 odds, Zohran versus Cuomo, and I said, that is not correct. Cuomo certainly is losing in the polls for the most part, but it is way closer than that. Now, this just means 90% of people outside and, well, combined with people inside New York and outside, they believe Zohran's going to win. Not that the polls reflect Cuomo may win. Cuomo may be down by 1 point, and so everybody just says, Mamdani's going to win. But here's what I think. I think all that matters to the people inside New York, and they're giving an edge to Cuomo by 9%. Additionally, the question is, will the Democrat establishment allow a Zohran Mamdani upstart to actually win against someone like Cuomo?
It's going to come to voter turnout. I don't know what the voter turnout is in New York for a mayor's race, but, you know, this has been in the media. I think you're going to get a big turnout. I think you're going to probably see a record turnout for this election. Maybe.
And certainly that is the forward-facing question. Will people vote? My argument is actually the corrupt Wall Street machine ain't going to let a communist win in New York City and screw up all their beautiful gains.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to come down to voter turnout. So that's, you know, but that's the left.
I'm implying they'll cheat.
Yeah.
I'm implying they're going to cheat.
Oh, I don't.
Not voter turnout. I'm saying that the powers that control New York's financial interests ain't going to let a communist win. It's bad news for them. It's bad news for their billions. He's talking about just taxing more and more people. All these people are going to be like, we will do whatever it takes to stop this guy. And I make that bet. That's the bet I make. I think I'm wrong. Well, no, I don't think I'm wrong, but I do think Mamdani still has the greater chance to win. I think that's fair.
I like how you said, you're like, this is what I think. I think I'm wrong, but I think that would have been cool if you rolled with that. I thought the same thing about Trump. I thought there's no way they're going to let this guy become president again.
Right.
This is the third time. I was wrong. I had faith, maybe because I held the faith. That was part of it. But I just thought, like, how could it possibly, with digital hacking, voting machines, carrying bags of votes and all this, like,
right?
How could it?
I think Mamdani is likely to win. However, I think the odds that they have for Cuomo are way off. And what is it, like $100 of yes will net you like $1,000?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, hey, you know, probably going to lose. Also, it's kind of nuts how you can basically just, I don't want to say bet, but trade on literally anything. I will also give a shout out to Kalshi. They do sponsor the show when we shout them out in their predictions. But I do think it's incredibly insightful to track what people in this country are thinking. And here's what I was thinking about it. These people who are purchasing on Kalshi, they're not randomly buying. These are people who are researching their trades because they truly believe an event is going to happen. And you could see it today in one of the markets, which was SNAP benefits getting delayed. 98% said yes before announcement was even made. And then they announce Trump is delaying and reducing benefits, which the market accurately predicted because people are betting to make money. I will say, however, it's pretty crazy because there are always people who buy the long shots. And so if you wager on Zohran like $100, you win like $2. But $2 is $2. You know what I mean? You know, you put $2,000, you win $20. $20 is $20.
Horse to show.
What is it?
Right,
Bet the horse to show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you got $100 to spare instead of wagering on Mamdani, you should buy like some kind of stock that's doing well or something, because that'll probably get you a little more profit than $2.
Well, the question I got for you guys is, who's the establishment candidate? Is Zohran the new establishment candidate, or is it still Cuomo?
It's Cuomo.
Yeah, I kind of feel like I agree with Ian. I think it is Cuomo. I do think that there's going to be significant pushback against Mamdani, even if he wins. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to be working against whatever his policy, whatever policies he's trying to implement in New York, because there's a lot of people with a lot of money that don't want to see the kind of taxation that, Mamdani would be likely to implement. It's already super expensive to live in New York. There's already a municipal tax for living in New York. The people that make money in New York, I don't think that there's like a New York income tax, is there?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
So if you work in New York, you have to pay a tax on the income that you make in New York City, huh?
Yeah.
That's crazy. But I mean, like, I don't imagine that the people that are making a lot, the people that make a lot of money are going to look too fondly on that. And they're probably not going to be like, oh, I want to get out of here right away. I think they're going to try to use their resources and their connections to try to limit his ability to implement his policy.
You have the highest income tax combo rate in New York City for the entire country, because they've got federal, state, and city income tax. And I think the city income tax is like 3% or something. And so it's just nuts how much money they take from you. And then Mamdani is just a lunatic. It was funny because he's like, we're going to make the buses faster and we're going to make them free. And I was talking to my wife earlier because we're watching the news, and she's like, has Zohran mentioned where the money is going to come from for making the buses free? And I was like, of course not.
It's coming from upstate New York, where my lake house is. It's like the taxes I'm paying up there are ridiculous. And the people all up in upstate New York say, we're paying for New York City. And that's what it is.
If buses could be free, buses would be free. The reason they're not free is someone has to pay the people who fixes the buses, who drives the buses, who coordinates for the buses.
With the people that would just get on the bus and sleep because they have nowhere to go. You got to keep those people off the bus.
Look, I'm gonna when I finally run, I'm gonna not only the bus is gonna be free, they're gonna pay you. When you walk on the bus, you press the button, a $5 bill comes right out.
You get paid per mile that you stay on the bus.
You have it charge your pants while you sit. Your graphene pants. Store up your energy.
I have no idea what you're talking about. My point is, Zohran Mamdani says free buses and they're going to go faster. Well, my buses are going to go faster than that, and they're going to pay you to ride them. Because the question of where the money... Exactly. Yep, the buses will watch your kids.
Mark, do you feel like you guys subsidize upstate? Do you feel like you subsidize the city?
Well, that's the feeling up there. I know when Cuomo was there, all my boys in Rochester, they couldn't stand the guy, all the business guys, so they couldn't. But they said the taxes. And I forget the guy's name from Paychex. I think he owned Paychex. He was suing the city of New York. I forget where that went, but he was suing because the amount of tax money we're paying up there it's ridiculous. Like I got an acre and a half up there, and I think I'm paying close to $8,000 US, which is like 13,000, 14,000 my Canadian money, but like
for an acre?
An acre and a half on the water, right? But
I'm probably an hour. My place in New Hampshire is probably an hour and a half from the New York border, maybe 2 hours. I'm not sure exactly how long it takes to get across Vermont, but I'm right on the Vermont New Hampshire border. I pay just a little bit more than that for 50 acres.
Yeah, it's crazy. But the guys up in Rochester, they're flipping out like,
man. Maybe this is the accelerationist part of my brain, but like maybe it would be good if Mamdani became, I was going to say president, mayor.
He cannot be president.
So, okay, mayor, so that we can see what happens when you try and apply.
Brandon Johnson.
Brandon Johnson in Chicago.
Been there, done that. We learned our lesson. We all thought that electing socialists would wake people up to how insane things are, but what happens is people just flee the city, and the stupid people stick around, and it entrenches communism.
Yeah, and the people that stick around, they say, well, we just didn't do the communism hard enough.
Yep.
We have to do more.
And people are fleeing the cities. In Toronto during COVID, people started working from home, and they said, hey, we're going to move a couple hours outside the city of Toronto. And they're buying places, and they're leaving. People are leaving.
I tell people not to leave, stay in your home. But I was just in New York, and when we drove about 30 minutes out of the city, I smelled New York coming, and it was disgusting.
You're talking coming through
going from west to east across Jersey into the city through the.
Yeah, it smells like sour milk.
There's refineries in Jersey. Part of the reason why it stinks like that is because you're going on 95. You're going past a lot of the refineries and stuff like that. So look,
New York smells like sour milk.
Fair enough. I mean, all cities do. But like, I feel like New Jersey, like that part of 95 in New Jersey,
Really gets you
smells
ready.
uniquely bad because of the oil refineries and stuff that are going on there. So
Yeah.
look, I'm not particularly a fan of New Jersey. I was just getting hell from Michael Knowles on X because I was making jokes about New Jersey. But
Was he from New Jersey or
I
something?
think he was born in New Jersey.
Ah, that's a shame.
Look, Michael, don't hate me too much.
Yeah, I don't know. If Mamdani wins, it's going to be like Brandon Johnson. But I think Mamdani's a lot smarter than Brandon Johnson. Brandon Johnson was like an accidental candidate. Mamdani is more like an evil guy. Some people I've talked with, they say he's retarded and evil, perhaps. I think he's just generally evil.
I can't tell. I've watched some clips, and it seems like he enjoys the publicity, which is a problem. That's a red flag for me. I mean, you have to kind of enjoy publicity if you want to be a public figure, but I don't want my elected officials to enjoy it too much. It's kind of like you have to be
can't do
there.
anything about that.
Yeah.
The bigger issue is that he's doing really well with the 90 IQ and below class when he says things like free buses and faster buses.
Like all electric.
Okay, I gotta say, I said it before, but really the faster buses thing is what gets me. Because it's something you tell a little kid. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I got you this little wagon, and we're going to put these flame decals to make it go faster.
Well, faster doesn't.
You're like, wow.
Like in New York, that means you might hit the wall quicker. Like you need more fluid traffic in New York as a whole, but that's not just the buses.
Faster buses.
Yeah, the idea.
You're giving, they're getting basically the stuff for free. I mean, if people are giving you free, you're gonna love the guy. And I remember during, I forget, it was down the southern border when I forget what station was interviewing the people coming across the border, the immigrants coming across, and they're saying, "Who would you vote for?" And they're going, "Oh, Joe Biden, Joe Biden." Of course, they're letting you in. They're giving you money, get on a bus. We're going to fly you to New York. We're going to fly you to St. Louis. We're going to fly you to Wisconsin. Of course, they're going to vote for you. They're going to love you. You come to the country, they're giving you, put you on a plane.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.